When did you last sit down and actually read what your child's school is teaching? Not the mission statement, not the newsletter, the actual curriculum and lesson plans. Most parents haven't, and the ones who did, during COVID when they could finally see everything, were the ones who started asking the hardest questions. In this video, we're looking at what's actually happening in American classrooms right now. Not opinion, documentation, data, and the concerns parents across the country are raising. The phrase curriculum wars has become commonplace in education reporting, and for good reason. In 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Mahmoud versus Taylor that a Maryland school district was required to allow parents to opt out of certain curriculum content. The ruling set legal precedent that districts across the country are now navigating. In 2025, the Department of Education launched a public portal for parents to file complaints about school programs. It received thousands of submissions within weeks, and public school enrollment remains roughly 1.5 million students below pre-pandemic levels. Let's look at 5 specific areas where parents are raising questions. Reading instruction. For decades, many schools use the whole language approach, encouraging children to guess words from context, rather than systematically decode them. Research consistently showed this failed large numbers of students. The science of reading movement, backed by decades of research, advocates for systematic phonics. Several states have now mandated the switch, but implementation is uneven. The result? As of 2024, fewer than 1/3 of students are reading at grade level. Social-emotional learning. SEL has expanded significantly in K-12 schools. Most parents support teaching children to manage emotions. The disagreement is about where school responsibility ends and family responsibility begins. Screen time. American students now spend significant portions of their school day on screens. 15+ states moved to restrict phone and device use in schools in 2025. Studies show increased screen exposure correlates with reduced attention span and lower reading comprehension. Grade benchmarks. Several states adjusted the definition of proficiency on standardized tests, meaning students can score lower and still be labeled proficient. Parents comparing results year over year may not realize the benchmark itself moved. Curriculum transparency. Many parents report difficulty accessing the actual materials their children are being taught. Some districts have faced lawsuits over failure to respond to public records requests. Here's something most parents don't know. You have legal rights schools are not required to volunteer to you. FERPA gives parents the right to inspect their child's educational records within 45 days of a request. The Protection of Pupil Rights Amendment requires schools to notify parents and allow opt-outs for surveys that collect personal information on children. And following the Mahmoud versus Taylor ruling, more states are clarifying what curriculum areas parents can opt out of. So what changes when you take education home? You choose the reading curriculum, built on the science of reading from day one. You choose the history curriculum. You choose how much screen time is part of your child's education. You choose the values that run through every subject. You are not opting your child out of education. You are opting into a deliberate, intentional version of it. The goal of this channel is not to tell you what to think. It's to make sure you have the information to decide with your eyes open. Subscribe. New videos every week.